You also need to green screen out your Paragon bar so people don't know that you're below server Paragon like a noob.
Yeah, instantly loses points with the
What do you
green
mean?
bar right here.
What do you mean?
Guys.
That's
Green
part
bar.
of my debate.
Green
Okay,
bar.
that's part of my debate. You can't just be over here trying to dox me points already.
Oh, you're giving Vale the heads up on your talking points here.
You guys are just trying to dox my talking points and my strategy here. This isn't right. I'm getting ganged up on.
So many
have an unbiased moderator.
Say what you will about Trigger Happy, as I'm going to steal this from Boiler. Trigger Happy wrong, but he comes prepared with questions. He comes prepared.
Okay, so Brad, you're coming up with the scoring, right? You're gonna score us. Are you gonna ask the questions?
I'm scoring it like a boxing match, and then and then at the end we'll have closing statements to wrap things up. Yep. And and get your final points in. And yeah, we'll go through the topics and I'll score it, like a boxing match, 10-9, 10-8, whatever type of thing.
Okay. All right. So the treasure hunter tree. Here is my great opinion about this garbage set and tree because of what you actually get from it. All right. My whole blanket statement and the reason why I'm not a fan of this is one, you start off with, okay, you get more experience gained from defeating elite monsters. Elites are classified as blue, yellow, orange, or purple. Those are the only ones that you get the additional XP from, for one. So you're limiting most of your commons out there when you're doing open world farming, unless you're getting lucky in a spot where you're triggering a bunch of them. The other thing that's great about it is the gold find, which is just so great. Gold find is yet to really become a very limited resource unless you're gambling every day trying to get that random gear. So I don't really feel like this is something that's extremely beneficial. And once again, it's only outdoor. So if you are someone who is not open world farming, this is useless, in my opinion. The other part about it is treasure find. Once again, I'm going to start with the outdoors area that I do not do. So I think this is a total waste of time as far as having it on the Paragon tree bar because it only works for elite monsters, yet again, same as the XP. And if you're not open world farming a lot, what benefit are you really going to get from it? And then the last one is greed. Now, the reason why we don't like this one is because all it does is it's going to boost treasure find in this case, and no one really cares about lucky. Lucky is literally increased globe drop rates for monsters. No one cares unless you're like frozen tundra farming for those drops, right? It's not worth your time. Not to mention, my other biggest gripe with this is the fact that this tree has stats are terrible. It's resistance, some damage, potency, life, and armor pen, but it's only 15 into armor pen even anyways. So it's total waste of points and time if you are not someone who is just doing nothing but open world farming. That's my gripe on the treasure hunter tree.
Alrighty. And Vale, do you want to do like your little 1 minute synopsis about why you overall like it, and then we'll get into the first topic?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, so the way I think of treasure hunter is you absolutely should spec into it. We'll get into all the different circumstances, but take the top two tree pathways. So you have the treasure find as well as the gold find, all that stuff. And you just completely ignore the bottom pathway. It's useless. That one I completely agree with. But the thing that I have a completely different perspective on is the opportunity cost is so little that although treasure hunter isn't this amazing tree, it is, in my opinion, way better to run those top two rows than to run what you would have otherwise ran, which is like Vanquisher or Survivor or whatever else you could run with it.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Then we're ready for the first topic. We're gonna score them like a boxing match, 10-8, 10-7, 10-9, whatever. And we'll and then at the end we'll calculate and add it all up and figure out who won. And then the loser is gonna have to switch to the class that the other one picks. So all right, group farming. John, why don't you sell us on the tree here for group farming?
Real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Deadwood said that I'm a tad loud. I don't know if you picked that up real quick.
Yeah, I was just modifying the sound a little bit.
Okay.
So me and you, I think, are pretty close now. Actually, I can turn it down just a smidge more. Say something.
Oh wait, can I predict? Oh,
you can.
What's up?
Wait
a second. I could bet on myself. Hold on.
Wait a tick.
You can't bet on yourself. Pete Rose over here.
I literally
Jeez.
spent 9.7K channel points on myself.
Jeez. Well, I mean, that's a sign of confidence. I can't wait to knock you down a peg there. It's fine.
Well, am I gonna vote on you? That sounds like that's just all
I
wrong.
mean, you should. I'm gonna win. So clearly, go with the best odds here. But okay.
All right. Sorry for the side tangent. Continue.
All right. So the question is group farming. Why this impacts Treasure Hunter, if it's worth your time, whatever the case may be. I chose this as a topic to discuss with the Treasure Hunter tree because it's something that's going to get brought up. A lot of people do a lot of farming together. We all know if you want to run a dungeon, you need to have a group of 4. If you are doing open world farming, in some instances, you need to run as a group. The game itself kind of directs you towards the idea of running as a group. The reason why this is on there and the reason why I'm still against the Treasure Hunter tree for this is, one, if you're running in a group of 4, which is great, like that's what you should be doing as teamwork, you're going to get the increased drop rate for normal gems. And chances are, if you're running at 4, you're not doing Treasure Hunter and stuff. You're going to be going and running and doing like dungeons. You know what I mean? You're going to be going in and doing dungeons, trying to get set gear because you have a guaranteed group of 4 that you're running with, that you're interacting with, or trying to do challenge drifts. You're not going to do a whole lot of open world farming as a set of 4 because people are going to always want to drop, or people get bored of that. It's kind of boring. And given the amount of time that you play the game, so if you are someone who comes in and does your dailies only take you about an hour and 20 minutes, hour 10 minutes. So if you are trying to do open world farming and do your dailies and you're playing for like a massive amount of time, you're just wasting the tree on there instead of pushing it on damage that can be done. So that way you can push those dungeons even faster.
All right. Looks like Veiled's up.
All right. So, I mean, part of the discussion for group farming here, I guess, is I kind of want to define some terms. So, like, obviously, John can kind of define what he means by group farming. But when I think of group farming, we're talking at least 3 to 4 players. Kind of, I consider duoing has similar spawn rates to soloing, so I kind of group those together. And then 3 to 4 kind of have similar spawn rates. And then you have dungeons, elder rifts, and open world farming. Those are kind of the group content pieces in the game. We're excluding PvP because that's a later category. But dungeon farming consists of maybe 20%. I mean, honestly, for me, it's about 5% of my own gameplay. Everyone's got a different percentage, but I would argue that the majority of players spend a majority of their time in the open world. And because we're spending the time in the open world, because we're talking about group farming, that means that they're going to be farming in groups in the open world, which means at least in that case, we're going to get full benefit from Treasure Hunter. Now, even if we're in dungeons, I would still argue that you should run Treasure Hunter, because if we just compare, what do we get from Treasure Hunter? Just the XP. However, in dungeons, there's a lot of limitations in terms of speed, just from cutscenes, from animations. For example, a lot of the times when you're fighting a boss fight, for example, we use Mad King's Breach here, they have 2 phases, right? Last boss fight. And oftentimes you overshoot it, meaning you get the boss down the first 900k HP, and you can't do any more damage because the boss has to get through an animation before he starts the second phase transition. So hopping into, let's say, Vanquisher, which is the more damage tree, well, we're going to get the same amount of damage because we've spec'd into the damage, but we're not going to get the zeal, right? We're not going to get the wrath. We're not going to get the extra percentage damage bonuses. But even though we have that, well, guess what? A lot of the dungeons, you have to kill monsters before the dungeon spawns to get those bonuses. So, well, if that's the case, there's no monsters to kill before the boss spawns. So those, skills don't even apply. And you can't even get use out of it because the percentage bonuses are just extra damage or overkill. It doesn't even apply to speeding up the dungeon. So in dungeons, at least, you're not speeding up your content because of the phase transitions. You're not really getting full value out of Vanquisher because of the monsters not being able to be killed. And then in open world farming, the content is so easy when you're in a group farm because oftentimes you just tag. Well, that's pretty simple. You don't need a lot of damage for that because you're just tagging monsters, and oftentimes that's also overkill. So you don't really need the 5% extra damage.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. I've got everything I need from my end, unless you guys wanted to make any other points on that. Otherwise, we're ready to go.
Okay. No, I think we're good. I think we're good.
Okay.
All right, Vale, do you want to kick us off on solo farming?
Solo farming. Okay. So solo farming, again, it's going to be this. I mean, we can't do dungeons because they're unfortunately locked behind parties in the game. So really, it's going to be open world farming or Elder Rift farming. That's basically all you could do in solo farming. And so Elder Rift farming, most people don't even do that anymore because unfortunately the solo farming in open world oftentimes outweighs the solo farming experience in Elder Rifts, even without Treasure Hunter. And the drops in Elder Rifts are just, pretty poor. And so really the question is, when we're talking about solo farming, is do you need the extra 5 to 10% damage from Zeal, from killing off monsters, that the Vanquisher offers from your open world solo farming? Well, I would argue that you absolutely do not. And a lot of people, this is one counterpoint that I see, is that, oh, well, I have lower combat rating than the monsters, therefore I need the extra bonus. But if you have lower combat rating than your difficulty that you're in, well, the percentage multipliers are multiplying a percentage decreased stat. So now you have a multiplier that reduces your stats, and then a multiplier that increases those reduced stats. So you're already getting less value, whereas Treasure Hunter's value stays the exact same no matter what in terms of when you're actually activating it. So I would say that overall, if you're running Vanquisher and you're having trouble surviving, well, you're going to die anyways because Vanquisher doesn't help you survive. If you're running Survivor, which is the other option, it's going to help you survive a bit, but you're losing out on the damage anyways. And so it doesn't really affect a whole lot. The only circumstance in which I would say that Treasure Hunter might have a complication is when you're vastly under. But I would say even in those circumstances that Treasure Hunter is worth running because you'll get more value per kill than you would have even if you were slow farming. So.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yep. You're good, John.
All right. So my take on the solo farming, I'm not going to disagree with you on if you're solo farming, you're going to do open world, you're going to do challenge rifts, you're going to do elder rifts. That's the take, right? Everybody knows this because you're not going to be in a group. You're going to be struggling to do anything else. However, if you are solo farming, chances are you are a solo player. If you're a solo player, you aren't grouping together with other people, right? So you're not going to do a whole lot of great, fast open world farming for XP. You're not going to pick those nice areas that give you a crap ton of XP. And if you're a solo player, you're not probably going to be playing as many hours as well. So you're going to be coming over here, going to your hilts. You're going to be buying probably your crests every day and acquiring as many crests as you can. So you will actually do Elder Rift to get those runes and hopefully get those legendary gems. You're also going to be doing the battlegrounds a lot. So if you're a solo player, you're going to be going in the battlegrounds quite frequently. Treasure Hunter is going to literally negatively impact you when it comes to the battlegrounds. You're going to be going over here and you're going to be snagging Gladiator. When you do that, you're going to be going for cheat death. You're also going to going to the 25 out of 25 damage versus Treasure Hunter only offers the plus 15. So it's a minimal amount of damage in comparison. So you're going to be grabbing the Gladiator to go for your damage. You're going to be grabbing your Quick Witted. You're also going to be grabbing your Uncontrollable, which both of these will help you beneficially, even if you are not going against another PvP type situation or scenario. And then you're going to come over here and you're probably going to grab Vanquisher and go once again and grab the life and the damage and eventually end back up with the Survivor. So if you're doing solo, chances are you're not playing as much as everyone else. You're literally going to be hanging out, playing, grinding 2 to 3 hours a day, maybe if that. So you're not going to open world farm. Like I said, your dailies take you over an hour to do anyways. So you're just going to be losing a lot of points. And then if you go and you get into battlegrounds and you enjoy it, it's 10 minutes of fight. You multiply that by the 3 fights you got to do every day. That's 30 minutes of your time. You keep multiplying that by maybe you do this a couple of instances in the evening. Boom, your day's done. You're done playing Diablo Immortal. And if you're running Treasure Hunter, all you've done is just cut out so much damage that you missed out on by getting Gladiator and the Vanquisher tree.
Okay, Vale, did you have a response to that? You looked like you were.
Sorry, I actually this is this is a side note, but I'm down to step up the conversation here. It seems like Chad is egging us on here.
Do we have another debate topic?
What is this? What's going on now?
Well, no. I mean, they want us to insult each other. They want us to. They they want us to jump on each other's faces and murder each other.
I see that. I see that. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, this is terrible. Just terrible. I mean, I know I'm right. I'm just trying to mercifully tell you that I'm right, Vale. That's all. That's all I'm trying to do.
All right, I got what I got. Unless either one of you had a quick, like, 30-second rebuttal to something that the other person said.
Well, one more thing is like I could step it up here. We could step it up.
Okay. Okay.
About solo farming?
No. About our
he's just trying to add more topics. Look at him. Look at him.
I'm
trying to keep you guys on topic here.
No. I'm trying to
Moderator.
step up the aggressiveness here. That's what I'm trying to do.
Well, you go ahead and do that.
All right.
It works.
Just wanted to make sure I protect any fragile egos out there, you know.
I don't know, John.
Oh, I don't know. I think I'm pretty solid, bro. I don't know.
I mean, we spent the last 2 minutes talking about topics that were 4 topics ahead.
No. It all comes full circle. Everything plays into itself.
Full circle. That's 360 degrees.
Uh-oh. Math knowledge over here.
All right.
That's right.
All right. Get on. I'll let the moderator continue us onward.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's right. I mean, you're both right. I mean, it's hard to make a point about something without mentioning something that's going to come up ever again, But yeah, I understand. So, objection sustained. Now we go on to new player.
All right.
So I think we'll let Vale kick us off here with new player.
All right. So I'm going to constitute a new player as in like Paragon 0 to 70 or 0 to 60, somewhere around that range. Because I mean, you can't get Paragon trees when you're under 60, so it's a moot point. But when we're talking about new players, we're talking about 0 to 70, which will take roughly a couple of days, depending on how long you actually farm. And in that time, everybody's recommendation to go ahead and farm is going to be in the open world, right? You're a new player, you need your legendaries, you need to get any source of gear, which means that if you're going to be farming in the open world, which is the best way to get legendaries, well, there's no reason not to run Treasure Hunter because you'll be locked in to Hell 1 for the foreseeable duration of a new player's lifespan because you can't access Hell 2 because your combat rating is too low. So you should absolutely be running Treasure Hunter because you want to break into the Hell 2. And by the time you actually get past that early Paragon levels, Treasure Hunter will give you additional legendary gear to help you break into Hell 2. Whereas you don't need the extra damage because your combat rating will be higher than the required from Hell 1, but also not quite enough to be in Hell 2. So in my opinion, there's no argument why someone as a new player right now should not be running Treasure Hunter.
Okay. And John, go ahead.
All right. So I won't disagree with the fact that as a new player, you want as much XP. You will open world farm. I totally agree with that statement. What I do disagree with is, even though a new player is, yes, Paragon level, we'll say 1 through 70-ish. We'll say they're running Hell 1, Hell 2. Their goal right now is, even as a new player who's watching this, coming into this, and playing the game, the Paragon has already been set in the game. It will never go lower. It will never be down to Paragon 0 like we were when we started. It will always be higher. Currently, the server Paragon is 104, so it'll always be higher. So your percent rewards of XP is going to be exponentially greater every single time when a new player joins, and once they hit level 60 and they get into the Paragon system, they're going to be catapulted up to catch up. But that being said, they're not going to be living in this Hell 1, Hell 2, Hell 3 area for very long, because everything they kill is just astronomical. And sure, it will get modified by the treasure hunter tree, but you're already going to get experience so much faster. Wouldn't you want to actually have more damage to allow you to jump ahead into the hell tiers? Or if you had friends that you were working with, because once again, you're no longer at the beginning of the game in the server Paragon. Now you're going to have the opportunity to make friends in the server, say, hey, help me farm this out, go over here. If they take the treasure hunter tree, what that will allow them, or not the treasure hunter tree, sorry, if they take the gladiator tree, or if they really, what they should probably do is focus on the vanquisher tree and immediately go for that damage node. What that'll allow them to do is immediately do a little bit more damage to be able to keep up with the people they're running with, or do more damage so that way they can get up to higher health tiers so that they get better drops. Because we all know if they stay in these lower tiers for too long, they're not utilizing the stats that can drop in those areas while they're catching up. I think, so the takeaway is the Paragon system as it is and as it's designed already makes that experience gain from Treasure Hunter moot.
Okay. Did you have a rebuttal to any of that, Veiled?
Yeah. Yes, I did. Let's use this this asinine point here on getting carried by your friends. Which, by the way, I mean, I see that green bar over there. I can definitely bring you into hell for any of these times, buddy. But
hey, no need to get personal now. Come on here.
After this debate, we can go run a little bit here. Catch me up.
So if we're bringing in someone into hell for hell 3, well, guess what? They're going to be doing 4% damage, 5%. Let's say they're doing 50% damage. They're still useless. They're still useless. Even if you run the extra damage, who cares? Now with Treasure Hunter, you're getting carried, and those bonuses from getting carried are the ones being multiplied, not necessarily your own trash stats, because you're a trash new player getting carried by your friends.
Okay. Hey, you know, that's a fair argument. I will rebuttal with that, though, is this does not state if you have to hit the target or not. These do not tell us that if these boosted drop rates come from if you are only in a party. So you have to do the killing is what I would assume. And it's not just going to drop from if you are in a 4 party, unless we've already tested and verified this. As far as I'm aware, we have not.
I would say that that's not a point in anyone's favor, because that's like, you don't know, we do know, we don't know.
Okay. All right. I'm good.
All righty. Then we are on to the contrast of that to the veteran player.
All right, am I taking this one?
Yeah, John, sorry, you go ahead. Yeah,
right.
You go ahead.
So, veteran players, the same can kind of be said with veteran players as can be said with a new player, right? The new player, they're coming in, they're kind of learning to play the game. Veteran player already knows what they like. Chances are they've made it to the end game. What are you going to be doing in the end game as a veteran player in Diablo Immortal? One, it's going to depend on how many hours you're playing. It's going to depend on your play style, what you like to do. Most veteran players are going to be focusing on coming over here to the battlegrounds, or they're going to be focusing on playing the marketplace to get their 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5 gems, which is going to require them to get normal gems to sell, or it's just going to require them to spend a little bit of money. So at that point, they're going to be doing Elder Rifts, which are pretty fast to begin with. But the main thing that they're really going to be focusing on is going to be getting these challenge rifts up, because they're going to be trying to boost their damage output, because once you're a veteran player and you make it to the end game, the only thing you really have to do is either open world farm for some legendary gear that maybe is better, run dungeons, or you try to boost all of your stats completely so that way you can make it into the health series, which is going to require you to have a lot of damage and a lot of stats for your challenge rifts, so on and so forth.
Okay. Veiled, go ahead.
All right, so we're going to talk about veteran players here. If you're a veteran player, I'm going to claim that that's going to be someone who's at least server Paragon. So once again, John's still not a veteran player. But if we're at server Paragon here, that means we have 104 Paragon tree points. So let's talk about what we're giving up. What are we giving up? Nothing. Why? Because it takes 54 points in Treasure Hunter to get all the bonuses that I want. Okay, 54 points in Treasure Hunter, we're done. And then guess what? I'm gonna go into Vanquisher, drop 31 points in for all the damage. Okay, we're at 85 now. And then I'm going to slide right over to Gladiator and pick up every single PvP skill that I would like, except for one, which admittedly is Cheat Death. But if you decide you want to go there, you can go ahead and spec out of some of the damage from Vanquisher. So overall, outside of the stats, what we're losing is about 100 to 160 damage, which isn't a whole lot in the grand scheme of things. It'll be about less than 10%, less than 5% of your overall damage when we spec out of that tree. And we get the added bonus of picking up all of the loot bonuses and the gold bonuses and everything else.
Okay, and John, did you have a rebuttal?
No, that was a pretty fair argument. Once again, Vale, after this debate, I'm going to need you to come help me get above Paragon, if we can get that done.
There you go. Very nice, very nice. Well, then we are on to free to play after veteran player. And who started last time? I think it was John. So Vale, go ahead and kick it off for free to play.
All right, so free to play. What is the quintessential argument that every single one of our... Oh, man. I'm trying to be nice to you YouTube commenters out there, but you have like an IQ of -1, so I'm sorry for you guys. But like, what is the argument? Oh my goodness, you have 90% Magic Find. Really, I have 15% Magic Find. And we don't even know what Magic Find does. But guess what? Treasure Hunter is basically Magic Find. Imagine that, guys. You're a free-to-play player. You want Magic Find? Well, the game gives you it. It's free. But you know what? You're all like, oh, but Magic Find is good. But this free version that I'm getting for free is bad. So I don't understand the logic there because there isn't any.
All righty. Well, John, would you like to give us your side?
For free to play, I guess that one gets a little tough. My argument on free to play, it's kind of 50-50. As a free to play player, you're relying on your legendary gears. You're relying totally on your gear because unfortunately, you're not going to be lucky enough to get a lot of these legendary gems that we have and that we've gotten. So I don't have a great argument against the treasure hunter when it comes to a free to play player, mainly because your focus is going to be on your gear, and treasure hunter ideally and realistically will help you a little bit as long as you are a free-to-play player who puts in several hours. If you are someone who just plays free-to-play for like an hour, maybe 2 hours tops a day, it's still not going to help you. And as far as Magic Find goes, Magic Find is increased the chance for items dropped by monsters to be magic, rare, or legendary. Magic, rare, and legendary we have no clarification on, so I can agree with that part of it. However, it can be assumed that these could be the tier stats that get dropped, whether they're lower, mid, or epic tier stats dropped. All right.
Okay. And Vale, did you have anything to add?
No, I think I'm okay on that one.
Okay. Then I am good, and we are moving on to spenders. So that's a little bit I guess you'd have to kind of explain, spenders and whales and kind of break that down a little bit as part of your argument. But go ahead, John.
All right. So to specify what we mean by spenders, these are the type of people who actually spend a fair amount of money in the game. You can classify yourself as either a free-to-play, a dolphin, a whale, a kraken, so to speak. All governed thanks to this guy beside us, Chosen, and Darth Microtransaction, who came up with these spending tiers for us. I'll definitely give credit where credit's due there.
We need to redo that, by the way, Darth.
But, so a spender, I will classify a spender as not someone who just comes into the shop and buys every single thing here in the shop or buys every bundle, but someone who's willing to spend a little bit of money every week, gets like secret supplies, the Rift Runners, all the resettables every week. We're talking you're spending anywhere between $20 to $50 a week, something like that, on the upwards of a Kraken whale who's spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars. That is what I would classify as a spender. Now, as a spender, chances are you're someone who isn't playing a drastic amount of time because you're spending a little bit of money to kind of get a little bit ahead, or you're trying to get that dopamine. So you're going to be playing and have a slightly different play style than like a free-to-play player would, because you're going to be trying to get these gems. As a spender, that's what you're going to be trying to do, is you're going to get these gems. And then you're going to want to push as much as you possibly can for anything else. Also, if you're spending, chances are you're probably someone who's going to want to be coming over here once again and doing this Battlegrounds content because you are spending your money and you want to see some sort of a reward. And who doesn't like going into a PvP match and trying to smack down the other person and spending more and more money? With that being said, Treasure Hunter does not help you even in the slightest when it comes to that. In that case, you're going to want all the damage nodes. You're going to want the cheat death, and you're going to want the HP so that way you can take a little bit of blows in the Battlegrounds, as well as just in general for clearing higher content, such as the challenge rifts, to stay competitive.
Alrighty, Veiled, you can go ahead and counter any of that, or just start with your point.
I'm going to start off by saying I think that the more you spend, the less you actually claim your free stuff. I mean, this guy just is. He didn't even claim his free shop reward. Did anyone else? He's literally just chilling there free. It's free. It's like, no, I can't. I'm not going to pick it up because I want to spend. All right. It's all good in a second. Sorry, that just made me a little triggered. But
I can neither agree or disagree right now.
So we got the spenders. Yeah, I agree. It's going to be someone who's going to be, in my opinion, a spender is going to be $5 battle pass or more. That's what a spender is to me. So somebody who's just going to pick up anything, spend any money. And if that's the case, and we could even go even further and say, okay, well, we're going to include all the people that actually spend a lot or a little. Doesn't really matter. Those players equally benefit as the free-to-play players. It doesn't matter. Spending has nothing to do with anything. In fact, I would argue spending in terms of player base, as spending doesn't really affect your actual gameplay in terms of PvE content. The player base, however, for spenders is going to be one that's less casual and plays more often, and therefore would benefit more from Treasure Hunter due to the fact that they're going to be farming more. Now, there's a lot of different points when we talk about player base and all that stuff, but overall, there isn't really a huge difference between the free-to-play and the spenders because Treasure Hunter just amplifies a percentage amount of XP, a percentage amount of gold, and I'm sure many of other people like to get their 2 legendaries per day from their gambler, and you can't do that if you're not getting your gold. And so in order to take advantage of all this resonance that you're purchasing as a spender, well, you got to back it up with really solid stats in your gear. Well, best way to do that is to get a steady supply of legendaries. Let's say you're playing a little. Well, that's a great way to get from the gambler. Let's say you're playing a lot. Well, gold find, the extra gold find is going to help you get more legendaries, and the extra XP is going to help you keep on top, getting you higher gear stats. Again, because we have high resonance, the extra legendaries, the extra quality of legendaries, and the extra gold is all going to amplify our resonance even further because we have better stats in our gear.
John, did you have a rebuttal on that one?
I'm going to argue. So your result here is because you're spending money, you're going to be efficient with spending your money and taking advantage. Is that the claim to fame there on the spender category?
Mainly what I would say is that spenders are going to get more value because resonance is a percentage multiplier of your base stats. And the more legendaries, the higher paragon you are, the better those base stats are.
Okay. I guess that's not how I took that point, but being as that's what you meant, then we'll let that one go.
Okay. Cool. Then we are ready to move on to, you have this as greater than, or no, less than 1 point. You have the, okay, less than 1.5 hours.
Should I start us off, or you want to?
So who went first last time? It was John. So yeah, it'd be Veiled. We'll just alternate every time.
All right. So ignore the fact that I basically just couldn't have the biggest brain in the world to understand what I was saying. That's fine. As we can see on the screen, I have the biggest head here, therefore biggest brain. But with under 1.5 hours, again, I'm going to go back to the gold argument. Well, guess what? Gold, when we're open, we're following, when we're doing the bounties, which is a very common casual player task, and people under 1.5 hours, let's be honest, They're coming in for their legendaries a day. They're not actually skilled at the game. They're just coming in. They're going to come in and do their bounties. They're going to do their very calm daily tasks. And a best way to get advantage out of your bounties, best way to get advantage out of the minimal time that you're playing per day is not necessarily by speeding it up, because overall there's a lot of tasks that take too long anyways. So speeding it up won't necessarily allow you to get more tasks done, especially when we're considering like group finding. Well, guess what? When we're sitting there and speeding up our time by like, let's say 30 seconds, well, they're not going to stick around for a while to actually get value out of that. So the better way to do it is to simply go and get more value out of the content that you are doing. And that's going to be mainly bounties. It's going to be mainly shadow contracts, which are both open world activities for the most part, at least shadow contracts and bounties are. And then overall, no one's going to be participating in PvP if you're a casual player like that, or at least the majority of it. And you're also not going to be doing the more complicated tasks like challenge rift pushing, like mass dungeon farming. They may do one or two. And again, even in dungeons, they're going to get more XP, which will be amplified even further because they're so far below the Paragon level that their XP, their 50% XP, is actually going to catch them up even further. So there's a lot of advantages.
Okay, John, go ahead and rebuttal and then make your point.
Okay, so I fall under the category of almost an hour and a half or less every day. I made a video where I literally did every single daily. It took an hour and 10 minutes to do all of your normal dailies that everyone runs. That's your bounties, that's your shadow contracts, that's your Herodrum, that's your 3 battlegrounds in a day. Your dailies take you right around an hour and 10 minutes. I could give or take probably 10 minutes, which is probably planned because it's a mobile game. So they're definitely relying on people not playing all day long. They're relying on people who are playing at work, taking lunch breaks, so on and so forth. I fall into this category because I don't get to play a whole lot at work sometimes. And being that I make content on the game, even though I'm online from, say, 8 o'clock when we started this debate until midnight, out of those 4 hours, I'm actually only playing the game, just like right now, maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours. However, I don't run Treasure Hunter and I can still compete. And I find it a lot more beneficial for me personally to have the Gladiator and have the other trees, so to speak. So that way I can keep pushing this challenge rift. Now I am still low on this challenge rift and I need to push them even higher. But given that I don't play a massive amount of time, every day I'm doing 1 or 2 of these and I'm progressing further and further and further. I'm still getting my daily drops from the legendary gear because, yeah, you are doing open world farming with your bounties and with your contract. I'm still getting about 3 to 5 legendaries a day just off natural drops because I don't play that much. So I don't feel like I get any diminishing returns. Now, it could be different if you played a lot more hours in a day, but given that we don't play that much under this category, I feel like you don't want to sacrifice the stats. You want to keep the stats, and then that'll allow you to just kind of play more casually and a lot more fun, less on the competitive side of things.
Vale, go ahead and rebuttal if you wanted.
Sorry, I wasn't seeming to say. Let's get into the fact that John is below Silver Paragon, and he could have been at Silver Paragon if he had Treasure Hunter. Just saying. All right.
Oh, from the top rope. From the top rope. Brutal.
Oh. Going for those kidney shots, man.
All right, well, that is, we need like a 2-minute intermission because I got to go get something to drink, but we are at the halfway point. And I currently have somebody in the lead by 4 points, 68 to 64. So it's still anybody's ball game, but there is somebody ahead by 4 at the halfway point, 68 to 64. Okay, grab back in a couple minutes.
You'll catch up maybe in the next half, Vale.
Yeah. You wish you were the one ahead.
What do you mean? I know I'm ahead.
All I'm saying is you can see a big 1 next to Darth's name.
Well, we're banking on Darth Microtransaction, the clickbait king himself's opinion on this, who debated my entire chat for this debate. So, I don't know. Deadwood Jedi, he's pretty realistic. He's at 2. He's got a 2 next to his name. He's known for doing a lot of homework. So, I don't know. I don't think we can go off just Darth Microtransaction's reaction to this.
Speaking of, I'm waiting for the next Darth video. Trigger Happy John lied. His apology.
Oh, if only, if only. You know, maybe I should do a collab with him. I can get some few pointers and we can really make that a spicy video. I like it.
Yeah, wait. What's Deadwood's Paragon level?
Deadwood's ahead of me? Deadwood is...
but below Darth and I.
Deadwood is 107.
I mean,
He's 107. He's being efficient, though, because Server Paragon is 104. He's not wasting so much of his valuable time at less than 100% experience. And he's still working fine as the leader of gold. And he's enjoyed his day a lot more. Quality of life, quality of life.
I think I've enjoyed my day just fine over here. Side note, Hootie being in the one category is kind of undermining me. So Hootie, please swap over.
Oh,
you can actually see who voted. You can actually see who voted where.
Yep. We can see that my mod for my Twitch channel has
the little icon.
He betrayed me.
Okay.
He went and he's supporting Veiled Shot Gaming. That's it. We're gonna have a meeting with the moderators.
Oh wait, are we having a surprise tag in from Darth and Deadwood?
Uh-oh.
I mean, we can tag you in. But I'm sorry, guys. We're just gonna knock you right back down. So I feel like the two experts here are having this debate. I mean, we did both make several YouTube videos talking about these trees. So
okay.
I don't know.
Side note. Deadwood, I don't know if you want to go with the hair argument when we got John and I on screen. Like, I don't think that works in your favor. I think you lose that one. I'm not gonna lie. I got Darth on my team, and you got John. I'm just gonna say that. Like,
yeah, I don't know. Could be rough.
Oh.
Well, we ready then to resume. We are officially past the halfway point, and we would be on the next category of what is this? So I don't know how you did these signs here, but we did less than an hour and a half, so we're gonna do greater than an hour and a half. And I think it's Veiled's turn to go.
all right. So we have above an hour and a half. So the real players, not John, not Dead was what? We have Darth and I, the masters of all Paragon, best players on the entire server, and we're gonna be out here farming the open world for hours on end. Okay, when we're talking about players that are consistently playing for greater than an hour and a half, and usually there's not a middle ground here. You have your casual players, and then you have your more hardcore players. So you have people anywhere from about 3 to, in Darth and I's case, we got 12 hours a day. So we're playing for so much time, and 90% of that time is spent in the open world, either walking the plank or sorting books over here, because that's the best way to go about it. And you know what? That is the prime place to be, because we have yellow spawning, we got blue spawning, we got oranges spawning all the time. And on top of that, we have so much additional legendary drop rate because of it. Now, this is averaging out way higher than the average player, because again, we're spending anywhere from 6 to 8 hours more than the casual player, which means that we don't need the extra damage, because we're getting so much value from the additional drop rate as well as the XP. And then on top of this, because we're grinding more, we are stronger. So we don't even need the crutch stats that some other people below the Server Paragon might need.
What was that? Sorry, I didn't hear you from up there.
From up there? Yeah, that's right, because I'm on top and I can't hear you from down there.
John was looking up some stats it looks like he was going to bring up, but go ahead and rebuttal or start your point, John.
All right, so you spend more than an hour and a half a day farming the game, right? You spend quite a few hours playing. So while you were talking about the the benefits. I don't know. I kind of tuned out most of that. I was too busy looking at the facts. So in my warband, we have top ranking noob, who's Paragon level 113, who hasn't played in a day. We just had the war yesterday, so all the stats were locked in for that war, for the bracket, for recording the data. He was at 113 and you were at 112. So you spend more time than top ranking noob will ever spend in the game. He does not run Treasure Hunter tree, and yet his Paragon level is still super high without getting the XP boost. So, I mean, that definitely moots out any argument about the whole more than an hour and a half, as far as so it gets you, because you get so high up on your Paragon level. In my opinion, if you're playing more than an hour and a half, then yeah, you're a grinder, you're having fun. But are you really going to have a whole lot of fun if you're playing for more than an hour and a half, 4 to 5 hours a day? Like, most people work a 9 to 5. It's a mobile game. Do you really want to invest that amount of time playing the game? Or do you want to play for 3 or 4 hours, go do something fun and challenging? And I think Gladiator and the other trees are going to be more beneficial because they let you do more damage to go waylay on other people.
All right, Vale, did you have a counter to that? And by the way, is that how do we prove that what his Paragon trees have been that whole time, you know?
If you go to his YouTube channel.
Okay,
Yeah,
so that is you accept that as fact, Veiled?
That fact that
the guy he compared doesn't use
Top
Treasure
ranking
Hunter.
noob. Yep.
Oh yeah, noob does not use Treasure Hunter. I believe that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Did you have a counter to anything John said?
Yeah. The idea that noob is a higher level than me and he doesn't use Treasure Hunter, while it may have been true temporarily, that still doesn't mean that he could have not saved time by using Treasure Hunter. All it means is that he's even more of an idiot than I am because he didn't use it.
I mean, in all fairness, it is top ranking noob, so you know.
Alrighty, well then, I think we are on to damage lost, unless there's any other quick points on that one. Nope. Okay, then John, or who led first? I got mixed up after the break.
That was me. So Jonathan, go.
Yeah, so John, you're up first on damage lost.
All right, so damage lost. We touched on a few of these, but like I said, with that whole full circle coming back around to, to be the victorious winner that I'm going to be. When we talk about the Paragon tree and we talk about all the stats and the points that you get, right? Yes, we are right now. I'm at 103. Server Paragon is 104. Eventually, I will catch up with a little bit of Veiled's help here. But until then, I still have all my stats assigned to everything else other than Treasure Hunter, because you get a massive amount of damage boost. As you can see here, a good majority of the points are going into the Gladiator tree. There is over 55, 6, 7, 8. There's 63 points, I believe, in the Gladiator tree currently. I've also invested in the Vanquisher tree. I've gotten all the damage nodes there. Now I'm going to grab all the life. All I'm doing is making my character more and more tanky. For those of you who are not aware, as a Demon Hunter, which is my play style, I'm a ranged character, which means that I don't get hit very often by melees, and I can usually dodge a lot of what I'm dealing with. However, if I'm lucky enough to get extra life and extra vitality on my character, that allows me to push challenge drifts and other content a lot further. That allows me to dominate a lot more in Battlegrounds. You'll notice after the class change and everybody going Demon Hunter and getting rid of the Barbarian, which is a close-up melee, you're going to notice that you're going to want that life to help dodge and kite. And now, especially, that life is going to be even more substantial to have on your character. So that way you can take more punches and you can impact the battles a lot more than you would if you basically gave up 54 points, I believe it was, just to maybe get some additional treasure drops that are not guaranteed, because treasure find does not increase the amount of legendaries you get. It only increases the amount of gear that actually drops from the enemies that are elites or better.
Okay, go ahead, Veiled.
All right, so 2 points. One, with Treasure Hunter, you will get more damage from the extra gear drops. as well as perhaps, let's just be probably realistic here and say about one additional level if we're comparing the same level of grinders and you've been grinding for the same amount of time from treasure hunters. We have one additional point, and we're going to get extra damage from our gear and extra stats from our gear because of that. So we're going to get extra legendary drops, all that stuff. That is even a kind of a smaller point with the overall point, which is you don't actually lose as much damage as a lot of people claim. And so let's go and talk about this. So we have, let's just use John's inferior Paragon numbers here for us to talk about this. And we have 54 points into Treasure Hunter. Well, guess what? 15 of those points is damage. And 15 of those points is armor penetration. When we're talking about PvE content, armor penetration is going to be one of the highest ways to increase your damage, especially in group content, because you'll be pairing with satyrs oftentimes, which will give you crit rate. Armor pen increases your crit damage. And when you're close to that, early levels where you're close to the mob's armor pen or armor rather, you're going to get massively increased damage from that. And then we can even talk about the actual damage stats. So now we have 54 points into Treasure Hunter. Well, if we are taking John's Paragon level, which I mean, I don't even know because it's so low. What is it? 98, 97, 101?
103, one above the server.
103? Okay, 103. So we got 103. So we have 54 points into Treasure Hunter. We have we have 49 points left. We're gonna 31 of those into Vanquisher, pick up all the damage. Okay, so now we're still not missing out on. Okay, you're at 104. Okay, so we're picking up 31 of those damage points. So now we've not missed out on any damage so far. And then we can go and spec into, let's just say, Gladiator as the third tree or whatever. Well, we're going to pick up more armor pen, which will give us more damage in PvE content, and then pick up a few of the other stats, which one will include life. So we're really not losing almost any damage stats. It's close to about 200 damage if we were going strict damage, but instead of that 200 damage, you're going to pick up a lot of armor pen, which you otherwise wouldn't have. And so you would have increased your damage in PvE content with Treasure Hunter due to armor pen.
Okay, John, did you have a rebuttal to that?
I would like to point out that being the trees that I go into, I get more survivability, and you keep bringing up armor pen, which I won't disagree. It's not that great currently until you get paired with a satyr or a barbarian and you get your crit rate up to the 70s, the 80% crit rates. That way you're always critting. So until you get to that point, armor pen is kind of a moot topic. But also to note that depending on your character's resonance, it doesn't matter because according to Blizzard and according to the stats, the enemies cannot go more than 10% above the damage, overall damage output of what your resonance is, if I believe. So if
Yeah, we have to get a confirmation on that, but
yeah, I think we were talking about that the other day. I think that's ancient Blizzard information, but or ancient beta information, but I can't confirm or deny that. So I'll leave that one up in the air because I cannot confirm nor deny.
Yeah, we'll strike that part from the record. But go ahead, John.
Okay, so that. So what are we on now? We're on gear per hour, yeah?
Well, we were on damage lost, unless you were done.
Yeah, I'm done.
Unless you're done with that. Okay,
I'm
cool.
done.
All right, cool. Then Veiled, if you had nothing to rebuttal, then we'll move on to you kicking off gear per hour. I think Veiled's up first.
Yep.
Yeah, so we have gear per hour. Really, the only argument I could ever see anyone arguing against Treasure Hunter in terms of gear per hour is the ability to kill monsters quickly. So if you're killing monsters quickly, you could basically get additional gear. However, if we're talking about group farming, which a majority of the people do, or even solo farming, as long as you're above the combat rating, which most people are, you're killing them so fast that 5% on a yellow mob, let's just say one of the hardest monsters to kill, or an orange mob, might save you a second, if that. And so let's say you're doing this for 4 hours. You might see, let's just say, 30 yellows pop up. I don't know the exact numbers, but these are rough estimates from my experience. And so that means you're saving 30 seconds on a 4-hour period in terms of damage from Vanquisher because of the extra damage increases. Well, Treasure Hunter, guess what? Every single one of those yellows that you're killing, every single one of those blues that you're killing, every single one of those oranges that you're killing, we are absolutely going to get more gear per hour simply for the fact that we're increasing the drop rate, and that's going to increase the overall gear versus increasing your slightly increased kill speed, which may not even matter if you're farming solo because the drop rates might not even be fast enough. Or if you're group farming, it may even be more impactful because if you're group farming, you don't even need to do a lot of damage because you're in a group, and therefore all the other guys will also tag them and kill them as well. So you don't even need the extra damage that you would have gotten from the percentage skills from Vanquisher. But again, I would reiterate that the stats that are different aren't really all that different. You maybe lose 100 to 200 damage, and we're talking about killing off an open world monster that will literally almost never matter. And if we're talking about dungeons here, that unfortunately, because Treasure Hunter does not work in dungeons for the gear per hour, we're not going to get too much bonuses. And so that really doesn't affect anything to do with dungeons. However, the extra kill speed in dungeons, again, won't really matter all that often because of the initial phases, the fact that you're overkilling and all the other stuff that I mentioned earlier on when we were talking about group farming.
Okay, go ahead, John.
Okay, so gear per hour is probably one of the things that Treasure Hunter has that I cannot argue or deny is actually beneficial when it comes to the Paragon trees. However, I just can't subjugate that 54 points that you have to get to actually make it beneficial because you're not guaranteeing yourself anything better as far as legendary gear goes, because the tree only increases the amount of actual drops that get dropped. However, it is nice as you keep leveling up and getting those higher Paragon levels, like how I just got the server Paragon level within a blink of an eye. You do need to go ahead and keep pushing up to get your challenge rifts, to get these enigmatic crystals and everything else. So I can't deny that you will need the resources to go ahead and upgrade all of the gear to get you more combat ratings. That way you can push challenge rifts here. However, I would like to point out as my point that on the Paragon tree, it is not something that is automatically given or guaranteed to improve the amount of legendary gear that you have, or even to make the legendary gear that drops better for you and your character.
Vale, do you want a rebuttal to that?
I would say that nothing in this game is guaranteed, and therefore it doesn't matter if it's guaranteed or not. If it's increased, it's better. So that's what I would say about that.
Alrighty, well then we've got John kicking off PvE as we move on to the next topic.
All right. So
I know. Darth is wrong. Darth is wrong. Sorry, we have to bound together here, John. And Darth is wrong.
I mean, Darth clearly doesn't know what he's talking about, so it's okay.
Yeah,
he's just the pseudo leader. He's just the pseudo leader. We'll deal with him later.
He's less than pretty figurehead. What?
Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Ooh. He said that live. Oops.
Harsh.
Sorry. We weren't supposed to tell people this.
Cut.
All right. PvE. Player versus environment. That's probably one of the most common aspects of Diablo Immortal. Nobody plays the Diablo game for Battlegrounds, so to speak, because it's a Diablo game. We're grinders. We have to play a lot. For those that can play, however, this is a mobile game. This is not a PC client release game where you go and you play all day, every day. Most of the players that are getting geared towards this type of a game, especially with microtransactions and the general play style, are going to be those people who do not play for a super long amount of time. So when it comes to PvE content, Treasure Hunter still, once again, they're not engaged in the game nearly enough to really take full advantage of the additional chances for the RNG drops to bless them with a legendary piece of gear that is a 3 out of 3 or 3/3 stats and God tier. Chances of that happening are very slim to none. So when it comes to PvE, unless you are someone who is that massive, you're going to farm all day long, 6 hours plus, because you think you're going to be the highest Paragon level in the server, it's give or take, it's not going to benefit you that much.
Okay, go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, so PvE content, once again, I agree with John in saying that it's a mobile game. Therefore, most people don't really spend a whole lot of time in PvE content. This kind of goes back to our early point. So, but you know, I mean, it is what it is. I'll just have to hop on to John's bandwagon over here, even though he's going the wrong direction. But we're obviously going to see a lot of people who don't really grind the game a ton because it's a mobile game. But even if that's the case, guess what PvE content they're doing? Bounties, contracts, or if you are a grinder, most of the content you're doing, open world farming, or perhaps dungeon farming. And in either of those situations, we're going to have mass advantages from Treasure Hunter simply for the fact that, once again, PvE content, very easy. We're not losing damage, in my opinion, due to the armor penetration bonus in dungeons. So we're going to be running with a satyr 90% of the time. And so if you have a satyr, you're going to get mass bonus from armor pen. So your dungeon runs aren't even slower. And then your open world farming never really is slow because it's really easy in the game. So no disadvantage for Treasure Hunter, in my opinion, there.
Did you have a rebuttal, John?
No, we'll let that one go.
Alrighty, then we move on to Battlegrounds with Veiled kicking it off.
All right, so Battlegrounds here. Now, Treasure Hunter literally doesn't do anything for Battlegrounds. However, the whole point about Treasure Hunter and taking Treasure Hunter is that if we're going to assume that the majority of the player base is a little bit around the server Paragon, around that Paragon 80, Paragon 90 even. Those are the people that are doing Battlegrounds at the minimum. I would say that most people who are doing Battlegrounds and actually wanting to push are even higher in their Paragon trees, even 100. But I'll give the benefit of the doubt to John here and say that they're about Paragon 90. Well, if they're Paragon 90, well, guess what? You could spec into full Treasure Hunter and then spec into Cheat Death on Gladiator as well. So if we're able to spec most of Treasure Hunter and we're able to spec Cheat Death on Gladiator, we're really not losing almost anything from speccing Treasure Hunter. In fact, we're gaining a lot simply for the fact that we're getting extra loot, which will progress our character and be able to go ahead and do better in the Battlegrounds.
All right, go ahead, John.
All right, so I mean, like Phil said, he can't really defend the Treasure Hunter that much when it comes to Battlegrounds, mainly because, yes, Treasure Hunter does not necessarily give you a damage boost or increase that you would get from not speccing the 54 points into it. However, those of us who are above Paragon 90, like myself, who's at server Paragon, we get a lot more benefit than that. And honestly, if you are someone who is going for Battlegrounds content, you're never going to want the Treasure Hunter anyways, because if you are someone who is just obsessed with doing PvP content, your tree's going to look a little bit different than mine completely. You're going to come down here, you're going to grab the armor, and you're going to grab the rapid recovery, because that puts your trapper skill, your uncontrollable skill, down to 20 seconds, every 20 seconds for the CC ability. So if you're going to head-to-head with another PvP companion, or opponent, I should say, the chances of their cooldown skills for their CC abilities being closer to that 20-second range is going to be more realistic. So it's actually going to benefit you a little bit more if you're trying to not get CC'd and just destroy the competition. And that also gives you a little bit of armor, which it has been proven to actually reduce the amount of damage you take. On top of when you do get a block, it mitigates even more and more damage. Stay tuned for a video from that topic. But when we talk about the Vanquisher and the Survivor tree as well, you come in here and you grab all this damage. I could easily give up some of these points and not take nearly as much damage. I could get that uncontrollable lower. Or if you're someone who's fascinated with PvP and depending on your build or your content, you don't want to waste anything in Treasure Hunter. It is a complete rip because at this point, you want every additional stat that you can possibly get, and you want them all to scale with your resonance to make yourself that much stronger. And by wasting 54 points into the Treasure Hunter, you've done yourself absolutely no benefit whatsoever.
Bill, any rebuttal?
Yeah, I got 2 points here. One, if we're talking about gameplay and the amount of time you spend in the game, let's talk about Battlegrounds. And okay, if you're a casual player, well, if you're playing, let's say, under that 1.5 hour mark, are you going to be logging on for pure Battlegrounds and logging off? Okay, maybe you are. Well, then you really can't progress in the game, so you'll be low rated. And so it doesn't even matter either, because you'll want to go and progress your legendary items as well as all your other stats that you have in the game that will give you more overall. Because if you're not open world farming in a group, guess what? You're not getting your gems, which is losing damage, losing potency, losing resistance, losing armor. So if you're only doing battlegrounds at that 1.5 hours a day, well, guess what? You're not getting any progression. If you're going above 1.5 hours a day, let's say you're in that 3-hour mark. Well, again, let's just say about an hour of that is battlegrounds, queuing for battlegrounds, things like that, and actually participating in them. Well, the other 2 hours is going to spend in the open world or doing your bounties, doing your contracts, your daily activities, which you'll get value from, which you'll be able to apply to your battlegrounds. And then you have the third scenario, which you have a ton of people grinding and only doing battlegrounds a small portion of the day. So again, you get more value from it. And if we actually look, and let's use your own words, we got the other stats that are really for PvP, right? We're talking about like armor, we're talking about potency that you're missing out on. Well, if we look in Treasure Hunter, we're getting resistance, we're getting armor, and we're getting armor. So we're still getting a lot of those stats. And I'd argue that potency is actually more important for some classes. That's more of a class debate than other classes or than other stats. And so overall, you're really not missing out on anything on top of that, because Trapper, in my opinion, is such a minimal effect with such a long cooldown that it doesn't really matter to pick that one up. And then if you're going to spec into pure rapid recovery, well, guess what? Now you're missing out on damage. So if you're going to go full rapid recovery, which is a valuable strategy, well, now you're trading off the damage, which I would argue is also not worth it, because it will make you weaker in PvP, at least damage-wise, and you'll also be weaker in your PvE content that you're doing.
Okay, any rebuttal to that, John?
I do want to point out that how long do dailies take again, Phil? How long do dailies take every day?
Bounties and contracts, I would put like about 40 minutes. If you want to, it depends on how many bounties you have, actually. So it takes you an hour and 10 minutes a day for your bounties, right? And so, or for everything done, that's including your battlegrounds. So if you are someone who comes in, just does your dailies because you play for an hour and a half, over half that time that you're engaged in a game, you're going to be utilizing the other stats other than Treasure Hunter. I just want to point that out because, once again, Treasure Hunter does you absolutely no good when it comes to battlegrounds. So if you are someone who is just in it for the PvP aspect, and honestly, if you are only playing an hour and a half a day and you're getting the Gladiator extra damage stats and you're getting all the Vanquisher extra damage stats, you're playing for an hour and 10 to hour and a half a day, then you're really benefiting even more from it because you're going to stay at a low level. You're not going to be fighting in like legend tier for the battleground. So then you're going to really get to just smack on everyone at the lower tier.
Veiled, any rebuttal?
I would say that when we're talking about speeding up our content in terms of damage, well, for one, we're talking about PvE content. Again, I would say that it doesn't speed it up a significant margin when we're playing too little to mean that it actually doesn't anything. And then if we're talking about PvP content, we're again not really missing out any damage because we're picking up the important parts of Gladiator anyways. We got cheat death, we have the quick-witted, so you're really, again, we can swap trees because again, the people who are playing PvP are going to be people who can actually compete in PvP. If we wanted, we could include the absolute dog water players down in bronze and just chilling down there, Paragon like 20. But I think that's a poor sample size for the people who actually want to participate in PvP. But I think that if we're talking about actually competing in PvP, we got the ones that are important, right? Cheat death, we have the uncontrollable, all of that is still going to be affected because we could still activate it whenever we want.
Okay.
All right,
John, you have any last words on that, or do we move on?
No, I think we move on. I think we've said our piece when it comes to the battlegrounds topic.
Okay, sounds good. I think, John, are you first on gold benefit? Or
I can't see the topics at the top. No one can see. Can you scroll over, John?
oh yeah, there's only 2 more left.
You scuffed streamer. You're just so trapped. Sorry, I had to hype that one up for a second.
Two topics left, and all we have is gold benefit, tinfoil hat, and then closing remarks. It is currently 116 to 110.
Ooh, man, Veiled, you're really going down a peg there, bud. Down 6 points. Maybe you can get it back with these last two. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Who starts this off here, Brad? Or is it my turn, or is it Veiled's?
I think it's Veiled here that goes first on gold benefit.
A gold benefit. Oh, well, let's just open up Treasure Hunter real quick and then click on that middle skill and let's see what that middle skill does. Oh, that's right. It increases our gold benefit. Need I say more? Can you not read?
All right. Okay. We'll just skip ahead to my portion of that. Yes, I have no defense for gold benefit. If you're looking at that aspect towards whether or not you want to spec into Treasure Hunter, I will question what your priorities are, that you're worried about the amount of gold that you're getting. However, I cannot deny the fact that Treasure Hunter will, in fact, get you more gold while utilizing it. So I'll dispute the fact that I'm not sure what you're trying to do, but in this case, Treasure Hunter is the best spot to take for a gold benefit.
Okay, sounds like we're good on that one. And Kyr, I know you were asking, and some people might be curious. We didn't want to show the score on the screen the whole time because then it would get uninteresting if somebody was in the lead. So we are going to show it though here in just a second, in a couple minutes. So last one is John leading off on Tinfoil Hat.
All right, so Tinfoil Hat is in here for the people like Veiled who think Treasure Hunter is actually the most beneficial thing for them, because there is so much data. He actually tells us in his YouTube video, which was a great argumentative point, which is why I reached out to him. I was like, we got to debate this topic. The fact that he would have to drop thousands upon thousands of pieces of gear to see if this 50% increase in equipment drop rate actually nets you an additional amount of legendary gear. When you see all of our YouTube videos, I believe between the two of us, we have several videos talking about the Treasure Hunter tree or talking about Paragon trees in general on both of our channels. And we always bring up the fact that we don't know exactly what the increase is. On top of that, when you read our comments of everyone complaining about the Treasure Hunter tree or praising the Treasure Hunter tree, it's all Tinfoil Hat. We don't know what the actual drop rate is. The amount of time and effort that would be required to both track it with activated and not activated is pretty substantial. And from there, I feel like at that time, have you really, is that really where you want to devote your resources when playing the game? Unless you are somebody who is playing 13 plus hours a day, then maybe it's going to be worth your time. But I feel like there's a lot of misconception on what the Treasure Hunter tree actually gets you versus what you actually lose by taking the Treasure Hunter tree.
Alrighty, Veil, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not catering to these negative 1,000 IQ YouTube commenters. It's so garbage, man. You log on and you're like, oh, wait, look at that XP. Oh wait, blues don't work for it, guys. Blues don't work for it. Blues don't work for it. Trust me, you go and test it. Boom, you get extra XP. So then you have people looking at Treasure Find and saying, oh, it doesn't work at all. Why would it doesn't increase legendaries? Again, we don't know that. So if we don't know anything and we're not to assume anything, we just read the description, and what does it say? 75 increased equipment drop rate from elite monsters from outdoors. If that's the case, well then, isn't legendary equipment? I don't see why not.
Correct.
Alrighty. Any rebuttal to that, John, or are we on to closing statements?
No, I think he nailed it. I think he nailed the coffin in there for my win to get announced here. But yeah,
All right, well then, John, go ahead and just based on the discussion for the last hour or so, kind of wrap up if you have anything last on one of the topics or just in general.
So I would like to point out that during this debate, Bale did make a few good arguments that I did not take into consideration, and I do want to point out that we come from two different cloths as far as how games are played. I'm more used to and more common to spending a lot more money in games and not playing them nearly as much, whereas Veiled comes from the other spectrum of this. So given those statistics, I still think I'm right. It's Treasure Hunter's the way to go. But we were able to at least cover the ideas, and he was able to educate me, so to speak, from the fairly free-to-play and more grindy side of things versus my more prone to not be as efficient in whale out.
Cool. And go ahead, Veiled.
I realize that we have some YouTube commenters in our chat. So
All right, me.
I'm not sorry at all, because you're still wrong. Nothing changes. Okay? Just because you tested it doesn't mean you're right, because you're wrong. Okay? This isn't even a closing statement. This is just me lashing out at all these monkeys out here who still think Treasure Hunter's wrong. It's just not true. It's just not true. Hey, listen. Guess what? Okay, wait, hold on. I'll stream my screen right here, right now. Kill a blue for you with Treasure Hunter on and with Treasure Hunter off, and we'll do it right on stream here. But guess what? There's such a fear mongering. There's so much. Oh, but Treasure Hunter is bad. Treasure Hunter is bad. It's just it's all people complaining about bad RNG. Really, your anger, your stupidity, all of that should be redirected to the main problem, which is Blizzard. Blizzard.
All right.
All right, the fiery closing statement. All right, so John, do I send you the scoreboard to put on the screen?
Yeah. Fire it over. We'll get it captured up here.
I'll pop it into the. Let me see. Let me get this. I'll post it in that like little chat you have for the call. And there you go. And you guys can pull it up and let me know if you're surprised or how it broke down, and kind of talk about it there.
Well, no one got a 1. I'm actually sad.
Kyre.
All right, I'm just going to Photoshop this just a little bit, because I think mine and Bailed's name got transposed here just a little bit. So I'm just going to Photoshop this just a tad little bit here.
You know, what I will say is this debate makes me want to take the Survivor tree. Your comment makes me worried for all of Twitch.
That's right. Were you are you surprised, John? Did you honestly think you won, or were you feeling good, or?
I was feeling pretty good. There was a few of them that I knew he had me on. Honestly, I really do. Like gold benefit. Like what am I supposed to say? Like I'm literally defending and pointing out how the tree, like there's nothing to defend there, right? Treasure Hunter easily wins this out. So the fact that I lost 3 points to that and he got a flat 10 is pretty obvious because of the generalization of the question. The Battlegrounds, the fact that you gave him a 9 for Battlegrounds when he's talking about Treasure Hunter, really? I guess I'm gonna have to disagree with that one. But there's a few things here that shook out a little differently than what I thought personally. I still think I won in my own head, and that's that. You know, I'm just gonna roll with it. But clearly, I think the moderator was rigged. We're gonna need to have a redraw and a redo here. Maybe like a Deadwood Jedi or somebody is gonna need to be. I think Kyre Mobile mentioned what qualifications do you have again, Brad, to be the moderator here? I don't think he was actually qualified, folks. I think we may need to actually go and get a second opinion on this or something. You know, maybe a redo.
I think the whale pod streamers are gonna have to band together here and just sit here. What are your credentials? Are you serious? You gave a 7 for gold benefit? How is that even a thing? That should be a straight up 1.
Well, because
0.
The way I'm doing it, you don't want one round to be 10 times the impact of something else, you know. So you gotta really be careful about the extra points.
Side note, though, John says the generalizations of the question. I didn't create any of the questions. He did, so that sounds like a loss as well.
I was trying to stay fair and honest. I thought you would chime in and also try to keep it fair and honest. But we saw, the True Colors came out tonight. True Colors came out. Supposed to be Aftershock United, but it's whatever. It's whatever. We'll talk about it.
But you also have to figure out the class swap thing now.
Oh God. Yeah, we do. Oh no.
Oh my goodness. You know,
Why did I agree to that again?
I can't even
Oh,
clickbait this. I was going to be like, I'm forced to change my class. You know, like that would have such a good title.
that was supposed to be the way it was supposed to go, Vale. I
Oh my
mean,
goodness.
I was
Now you
trying
get
to.
the clickbait.
I was putting this video on my channel, and I was supposed to set you up for yours. But you know what? It's okay. Thought I'd drag you through the mud enough to where that would make you feel a little better. But it's,
Play
our
Monk.
rigged moderator.
Uh-oh. You could have the chat pick your class.
God.
Oh
No!
I
Don't
like
do
that idea. Wait, no.
Don't do that.
It's John biased. It's John biased. I can't do that.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. These are all my viewers. These are 100% only my viewers. So it's all biased, and they will stay with me, and they will make me stay just as a demon hunter, the class I would prefer. Yes. That is the outcome here.
Oh, I kind of really want the monk idea. I like that.
Lord.
Better start recording your content now on the Demon Hunter.
Do we give John a anything but this class and then let Veiled pick? Would that be more fair?
I feel like that'd be much more fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay. You know what? That sounds fair. I don't want to mess up the guy's content. You know, at the end of the day, even though he has less IQ, we still need him to make great content out there. So we got to save what IQ he's got.
All right. Then if I get to boycott any class, it's the Necro. I don't want any part of that class ever.
Oh.
Not
No
one part of
Necro.
it.
Really, you need to elaborate on that, John. That's a hot take right there.
It's a lazy class. What do you do as a Necro? You literally summon something to kill something else. You CC and you just be extremely annoying in the battlegrounds. You do nothing. You do nothing as a Necro. You just hang out, man. No, I don't want to do that. Oh, that'd be like doing what Darth does. I mean, Darth. Didn't know you were
Darth
watching
went
any of
to
this.
Darth went to one of the more active classes now.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, he was pretty fond of that Necro. I can't do it, man. Give me something where I got to be engaged, something active, not just hanging out summoning these skeletons to kind of maybe do something for me.
He's like, I don't want to play a lazy class. The guy plays an hour and a half a day. You heard it on stream.
I mean, I think Demon Hunter is kind of a lazy class, though.
How?
A little bit.
How is it? You have to kite everything because if you get one hit, you're dead.
I mean, that's not true. I mean, sure, the 1% of your playtime that you spend pushing challenge lists or something, but
yeah, this is. I still think there should be more ones on the board.
yeah, no, I was trying to keep it, to a little bit more consistent over the course of the entire thing, but yeah. That was just my way of thinking. We can have the Darth and Kyre score the next debate.
Yeah,
Right.
wait, no, you're actually accurate. Oh, sorry, I just had to point this. Boiler's actually accurate. This class change is if you had it, let's just assume for a second you had one. I would have been playing this class for 80 hours. No joke. And you got 10 hours under your belt. You're good.
That's right. Well, then we got to figure it out. What's it going to be? It's anything but Necro. Are we going to let Veiled just pick it, or are we going to put a poll up, or what?
So I want him to feel the loss, but I also don't want to mess up any content. So I'll be slightly generous here.
He's a merciful god, apparently.
Yeah. I'm a merciful god. So, ooh. Can I do 2 birds, 1 stone? Can I pick wizard and then Hootie feels bad now? Because
oh my god.
Crusader? Oh no, but that's the class he wants to try.
Are you sure though?
No, I don't want to play Satyr. I don't want to play that one at all. That one sounds terrible. Yeah, sounds terrible.
Maybe it's a good idea to pick Crusader.
So we can do a debate later on how I'm better as a Crusader than you are.
Yeah, there's a few different ways to go here.
Yeah. So maybe I should do Crusader because he'll just
I don't
be
know.
the
Do you really want me to show you
Crusader.
up? I don't know, man.
You'll need a few
You
more
got the treasure.
$1,000.
I don't know. I mean, you're rocking
Dude,
a
you gotta
treasure
take into
hunter, so-
account, John can throw 5K real fast.
It's actually a fact. More Crusaders. You know, oh, I'm getting convinced here. But yeah, let's do Crusader.
Okay,
I like that idea.
I have to roll Satyr now on my main.
Yeah, and you could swap back. I mean, you have the revert, right?
Yeah, I haven't swapped anything. So, all right. So what's the time period? What are we locking in the time period for it on?
Ooh, does moderator want to decide here? I would just say forever.
Oh, that's
We can't
true.
go
We
that mean.
did not stipulate those parameters before the event took place, so probably the only fair way would be to have a neutral party decide that. We'll say that you need to at least stay on Crusader for 30 days, John.
30 days, a month on Satyr.
Yep.
Ooh, that's pretty brutal, but okay. I mean, fair is fair. I mean, I lost the debate, even though I think my moderator is rigged. Next time I'll grab a different moderator for sure. Maybe one that accepts bribes a little bit better than he does. But anyways, 30 days tracks. That gives me full time to become better at a Crusader than Veiled Shot. So that way we can have a debate later on about how I'm the better Crusader. Yeah, no, that's fine. I'll own that. I'll own it.
Next time, just so I can
Go double or nothing on a 10 pop competition. Whoever gets the most combined stars.
Listen, yellows.
Yeah, wait, you got to use Treasure Hunter the whole month.
What? No,
I like that better.
No.
That would have been
was
so much
not
better.
a part of this
Why did we do
stipulation.
class change? We should have done. You have to use Treasure Hunter for like a month. That would have been so much.
That
better.
would have been more brutal than changing my class. Okay.
I have an idea if you guys tie 1-1, but I won't tell you until afterwards.
Okay. So we go fastest challenge rift. Ooh, that'll be brutal.
No, not
Wait,
challenge rift. Fastest
all right,
Elder Rift.
Sorry, Elder Rift.
And then whoever gets the most star power RNG drops.
Okay.
And then if you're tied 1-1, well, we'll do a tiebreaker.
What do you want the stakes to be, John? Double or nothing seems brutal. 2-month class change. Yeah, 1 month is already brutal in my opinion. You should probably be a week.
How about we do 2 weeks Paragon Tree?
2 weeks Paragon Tree?
Yep. So if I win 2 weeks, you can't run Treasure Hunter. If you win, you get to pick if I spec in Treasure Hunter.
Oh.
Yep. How about?
Okay.
So you get there, until you're ready to hit enter, and the way the countdown is gonna be is I'm gonna say 4 words, and then you click. I'm gonna say 3, 2, 1, go, and you click on the go.
Okay.
All right. We ready?
Ready.
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
Woo, baby.
Let's go.
He's loading faster. Kick him.
Oh, that 3080 Ti for John coming in hot.
That's it. I tried to help Build Shut out with recommending it, and he didn't take my recommendation. It's really going to cost him in this one.
Oh, did he get an insane bonus? Oh boy, this is slightly terrifying.
I don't know. It's still anybody's game out the gate here.
Oh, he's popping the ulties and everything.
John's popping off.
Oh, come on. Ooh, this is. I think I'm behind. I'm behind. It's okay. I'll burst down the boss
Veil
faster.
popped it. Veil comes in hot.
Oh, but my cooldowns are down. This is a struggle right
In
here.
the second half, Veil coming back. But Crusaders struggle against RG. I don't know. John's on the RG. That's where Satyrs struggle the most.
Let's go. 1 minute 13.
Oh, it's John was closing the gap here.
And we got a white chest. Let's go.
Oh, and Veil gets a white chest.
We got 2 5-stars.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, what is this? What is this?
So wait, let me see here. So you got
Hold on, we're gonna collect him and
You got
then we
a
can just throw
Howlers.
him up there. Oh man.
Howlers and a blessing.
Oh, yep. Well, we don't have to worry about the tiebreaker, but all right,
Yeah,
let's see.
right.
Let's see it, Vale. Let's get a 55. Let's get a 55 blessing.
Oh, hold on, I gotta wait till all the gems at the top just kind of pass away. Okay, here we
Yeah.
go. Let's do Howlers first.
Yep.
3 out of 5. Okay. Okay, blessing. 2 out of 5. I'll take it. Take it.
That's a pretty good 10
Rigged.
pop right there. Getting
Rigged.
It's not John's night tonight.
It's just everything's rigged against me tonight. Everything's rigged against me.
What was your time at the end of it?
I don't.
He was only behind you by like 5 seconds. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Oh,
too
really?
bad. Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, I knew he was gonna catch up in the RG because he's a demon hunter. It's the best single target in the game. He closed the gap real fast.
Yeah, my damage was so trash on the boss.
It's maybe because you had treasure hunter.
Yeah, you know what? Accurate.
You guys want to know what the tiebreaker was gonna be?
Yeah,
What
we
was
could do a
tiebreaker
tiebreaker
gonna be?
too. We could.
I don't know,
Um,
Bale. I don't think you need to do a clean sweep, bro. I don't think we need that in our life right now.
wait until you
I
hear
don't think
the
there's a-
tiebreaker and then decide.
Tiebreaker was gonna make it pretty spicy, but
Oh yeah.
you both go into a because you're gonna have to play crazy. You both go into a battlegrounds match, and whoever gets the most confirmed kills.
Oh, that'll
that
be
would've been
brutal.
GG.
Wait, what rank are you though? Hold on, no, this is
I'm a
gonna
lower
be.
rank.
You should
What
just
rank are you?
YOLO it.
I'm about 90% positive we're in the same fight.
Yeah, we're in the
Oh,
same
no.
match. I'm pretty sure.
Oh no!
Oh, you better not be on my team. You better be on the opposite team. Yes, you're on the opposite team. This is the most hype stream ever. We're
This
literally
is
streaming both sides of the
insane.
battleground.
I can't believe this happened. You're on opposite teams. Oh my! Yeah, this is gonna be the most hype YouTube video.
Wait,
ever.
you gotta record this, John. This is hype as heck.
Oh, it's
Your
recording.
stream's
Yeah, I'll have the
auto-recording,
VOD.
so you're good.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
We're taking the
Oh,
VOD.
I can't believe that.
Extra points for killing each other. Yeah, you gotta wait.
Yep.
We got-
It's worth
someone
twice
has-
as much.
Someone's got to keep score then. Someone's got to keep track
Yep.
of that.
I'll keep score. It's worth twice as much. You get a bonus point at the end.
Oh, I'm
Yep.
so glad I went full damage build.
This is bull.
Bonus
All right,
points
so,
for killing each other.
Wait, is the team stacked? Do you have a stacked team?
I
Oh,
don't
you got a
know.
stacked team.
I have demon hunters
That's a
for
mistake.
days.
Stacked team.
The other part is I can see your screen and you can see mine.
We got stream
It's not gonna
cheating
suck.
going on.
You're stream sniping me, man. You're stream sniping me.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I just one-shot the whole enemy team. It's all good. I just got them all into Gladiator. Useful tree, by the way.
But did you kill John?
I have not, but it is on my list. Oh my goodness, I literally procced like 8 Gladiators.
My God, this barbarian can go. Oh, it's a satyr. Never mind. That's yep.
Oh my goodness, I've procced like 6 Gladiators, and then I also procced someone's Phoenix Ashes. How absurd.
That's what PvP is. It's always like that.
It's so brutal, man. Why is this a thing? Oh! That was a little close.
Was that you that just ran by with the no health?
Yeah.
Was that you? What is this?
that was a
Oh,
little
there he
Come on,
is.
John.
There he is. Hold on. We
That
gotta,
was a
we gotta go
little
get the easy
close.
kill. We gotta get the easy kill with the. Oh, that Necro didn't have the easy kill. Come on, let's go.
Oh,
no
I got kill
way.
stolen. No.
Ah.
Someone stole my kill.
I haven't gotten a single kill yet. I shouldn't have done the objective at all. This is bull.
Okay, hold on. Oh, John, where are you? I'm really not even playing the game. I'm just waiting for John.
It's alright. He's
Where
just
are you?
looking for me. That's it.
Oh, I found you.
There he is. There he is.
Oh,
Ooh.
yes.
I was trying to snipe
Okay, you're there.
that HP globe.
Oh, your game hunter is
Oh,
chasing
bailed.
me? It's okay. I'll chase him now. Ooh, let's go.
It's not good.
Another. Your barb is really sitting on our stupid guardian.
Yeah,
Undying.
I don't have the best team here. That's for sure.
I just one-shot you, I think.
I was
With
half
the
health,
banner.
but yeah, that was bad.
Oh, okay. I was like, what the heck just happened?
I mean, got me a
I really
single
did.
kill.
Your aura that does a bunch of damage.
Yeah, I go in on banner.
I never even knew you can pull up the scoreboard during the middle of the match. I've never
Oh, yeah.
done that.
Yep.
Oh, I got gladiator tree. Oh, I'm camping this guy. This guy's gonna die.
You got gladiator tree. You just spent an hour arguing against it.
Well, I know the whole point is that you're not missing anything because you can also run gladiator.
Yeah, I know. I'm just messing with you.
I'll run treasure hunter and still win.
Uh-oh, the
That's pretty
ultimate
confident. I don't know about
nail in
that.
the coffin to the debate.
Oh, he's full of it. He's full of it.
Treasure hunter is active.
Brutal.
Oh, John's got 5 kills now. What just happened? Team, what did you just do?
I stopped trying to do any objective and I went straight for kills. That's it.
Yeah,
Ooh,
John
Demon
popped
Hunter.
off. Bringing it back.
Ooh, glad cheat death saved him.
This man.
6 to 4.
Veiled has 2 kills on you, though.
Ooh, that's a good point.
He's got 2 bonus points.
Come on, give me the kill. Give me the kill. Oh, come on, man. Go.
Veiled, come here. Come here, Veiled. Ah!
Oh, get out.
This is bull. Oh, boy. This is rigged. This is rigged.
Oh, no. Veil with a 3rd.
Oh, my God.
Okay, hold on. Oh, he's back for more.
Ooh, that was brutal. I only got him halfway down on health. Halfway.
Banner's
Veil's
OP.
too strong over here. The Satyr OP.
I just want
Satyr
to point
is
out
OP.
that his resonance is about 1,000 higher than mine.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Is it
that's
really?
cheating.
Veil, what are you at now?
I'm at 2130. What's yours, John? I thought yours was higher.
1,400.
Oh, so I do have about 700 resonance on you.
Ooh, yeah. See, that was just brutal. That was just brutal.
Oh, the thing is, the only thing is, if you had a necromancer on your team, this would be so different. I would be so sad
We
right
don't
now.
need no stinking necromancers around here, okay? We don't need no stinking necromancers.
Call in Darth on John's team.
Oh,
Got him!
my first death.
I got him! That was me! I popped my ulti. Let's go.
Oh my goodness. Black hole is not the most broken ability in the game, I promise.
Oof, dang it, Vale, go away. I'm trying to kill your teammate.
Oh, Gladiator. You know, if I had Gladiator there, I would have procced. But, you know, I'm running Treasure Hunter. It's all good. This is a bunch of kills right here.
Just destroyed me. This is brutal. It's pretty brutal here.
And John, when Veil died, it was someone else that killed him.
Right? Yeah, it's brutal. It's brutal. Shut up,
Okay,
Mikun. Nobody has
Black
to.
hole. Oh, the guy had 66 HP. No.
I came up from behind. I was hitting you too. You weren't getting out of that one.
Veil died to Sapphire twice.
I'm trying to hunt. Oh, okay.
Ah! I'm like, I see Vale and I'm running the other way to just kill his teammates. He's like, no. Let me get back on this.
I'm just running at people I see in my general vicinity.
Yeah, sure. Sure, you're just looking for a trigger happy John, and you're like, ha! Got him.
I think StarCraft show match though, John. You can take him.
You know
Oh,
what?
yeah,
The StarCraft show match, we could I could definitely take him. Yep.
You can't catch me, guys. I promise. I'm gonna wait, John. Can you die real quick so I can not fight you?
Are you camping it out right now? Are you camping it out right now? Or are you just waiting on me? Like,
Yeah, I'm just.
this is toxic AF right now.
Oh,
It's fine.
I'm literally spawn killing.
Oh,
Vale's taking
bad,
revenge
man.
on Sapphire.
Feels bad. It's brutal.
That guy can leave. Oh, he spawned. Wait, come back here.
No, I was trying to get out of here. Oh, I knocked your shield down. Oh!
Oh, he
Still got
me.
him. Still got him. That dot damage. Oh, that was brutal.
Oh, you guys.
All right. Well, hey, thank you guys so much for watching this video. As you saw, we had a lot of fun. It was a good debate. Vale got a little ruthless there at the end, and honestly, it was fine. It was fun. We had a good time. Somehow, I ended up the biggest butt of the joke. I mean, I got to go over here to the Shifting Flames, do a class change now to a Crusader for a month, and I have to use the stupid Treasure Hunter tree for 2 weeks. I guess a positive of this is we'll do a video on the Treasure Hunter. We'll do a review of what happens when you have to switch from Gladiator to Treasure Hunter, and I'll finish up my Demon Hunter content, and we'll switch over. So stay tuned. Definitely expect a lot more content coming. Unfortunately, you're going to see me as a Crusader, ? But it should be a lot of fun. I'll eventually become better than Build Shot. We'll do another debate, and we'll talk about how much better than I am. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much to Chosen. Thank you so much for Veiled for coming on to the channel, having fun. I will leave links down below to both of their channels. They both make great Diablo Immortal content. We're all a part of Aftershock United. Definitely go to our website, diablopro.gg, as well as join our Discord server. It's literally Discord at Aftershock United. Come hang out, come talk to us. We're all available all the time. We're going to be doing a lot more events like this to kind of get more engaged with the community and the people. Make sure you go follow us all on Twitch so that way you can kind of interact with us, because we will host all of these things. At least one person will host them all live. We've done the same thing for our Shadow Wars, where we're going to do the same thing for all these events. We have a trivia event, we have a hangout event, we have an Immortal Portal every Sunday, which actually after recording this, I got to go pop into that. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the content. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to catch you guys in the next one. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.